Hello everyone, you are welcome to join us on our third and fourth leg on our journey, which will be from Antalya, Turkey to Gibraltar, and then we will continue on to Madeira. I just bought the PMDG 777 a few days ago, so I'm happy to announce that our third leg will be flown with the 777, and by now I'm guessing that you have watched a lot of tutorials about it, so I'm not gonna waste your time doing that. Instead, I'm gonna show you my flight from Antalya to Gibraltar. A few thoughts about it though. It's a really heavy aircraft if you compare it to the 737, and it turns a lot slower, so you have to plan your approaches very carefully, especially if you're going to make a turn to final. And also the engine's fans is taking a great deal of time to slow down or speed up. The PMDG has done a great job with modeling this aircraft, so let's watch and listen this takeoff. Gibraltar, as you may know, is a British overseas territory located south of Spain, and is known for its tall mountain called the Rock of Gibraltar. The airport is situated right beside this mountain, which creates a lot of winds, turbulence, and up and down winds. The airport is also located on the only flat ground in this area, and because of this, there's actually a highway that goes right through the runway and the airport. The aerodrome chart tells us that the runway is quite short, and there's also a lot of obstacles and other things that you have to take into consideration when you do the approach. The approach is done completely visually, there's no ILS, and you also have to do a 90-degree turn to final. The only nav aid you have is a VOR DME. We will arrive at PMOS waypoint, and then we will intercept the Victor Juliet Foxtrot VOR on radial 124 degrees, and when we are at a distance of 9 from Gibraltar VOR, we will turn north 360 degrees, and from there we will continue visually. And as I spoke of before, you can see on this chart that the mountain creates a lot of turbulence around the airport, up and down winds, so you really have to be careful when you trying to land on this one. Here we are at PMOS, and you can see the VOR radial there we will need to intercept. And now we will turn to base and turn off the ground proximity warning system. I'm disconnecting the autopilot. And as I said before, this aircraft does not turn very quickly, so you have to plan your turn to final. Keeping a good speed, we're a little off course. we managed to straighten it up.
100.
And we are on the ground. Here you can see the rock of Gibraltar and the highway that goes through the airport. And we are at our destination, and we are gonna switch to the Airbus 320 for our fourth leg to Madeira. So for our next leg, which will be Madeira, the airport is also surrounded by high mountains, and in the beginning it was only two 5,000 feet long runways, that is 1,600 meters. When the popularity increased of visiting the island of Madeira, the runway had to be extended to allow modern and larger aircrafts to land. And it was considered the Kai-Tak of Europe because of its approach to runway 05. Now they have a 2,800 meters long runway, which is held up by concrete pillars. The airport is ranked as one of 10 most dangerous airports in the world. There's no ILS, so you will have to fly it manually.
Max. Reviewed. Checked.
Approaching 27.
Checked.
I was taking off with engine bleeds off, but because of the short runway length and too little flaps, I almost went off the runway,
Okay,
so this
let's
was
go.
a very
Take
close
off.
one.
Gear up.
We will be joining the Lidro 4 Alpha arrival, and when we reach the Funchal VOR DME, we will be at 1,500 feet, and then we will do a circular land on runway 05. It's very important to be on the right altitude when you do the approach. I think I was a bit too low, but it wasn't any problem in the end. And I know I should have done a go around because the winds was about 7 knots and gusting up to 18 knots. So when I was on final and was feeling the ground effect, I also felt the gusting winds.
minimum.
We both made it there in one piece. So for our next leg, it will be a long one. We will be flying the 777. So subscribe and stay tuned. Be ready for takeoff and have a nice day. Bye.